Welcome back. We're going to start today's practice from a seated position. So if you're comfortable on the ground, go ahead. If you are not super comfortable seated right on the ground, grab for a block or maybe a blanket or a dense pillow. Give yourself a little space between your hips and the ground. Once you're set up and nice and cozy, start to bring your breath to some movement. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and then down and back. And just start to wake up and then reverse the movement. Tip your head to one side. Roll it forward, and then tip it over to the other. Take any little movements that feel instinctual to really land here with me today. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift your right hand up. Send the left fingertips out to the left side and yawn open your right side body. Keep moving with your breath as you plant the right hand and lift the left high. Breathing space in between each rib. Keep some movement happening with your neck if that feels good, and then lift your right hand up. Yawn, open the right side body. Find a neutral spine, and then flip on over. And we're going to open up the wrists, palms to the floor, fingertips toward you. Peel your wrists off the ground any amount. And then breathe into this. See if you can relax your jaw and your shoulders. And lift the hands off. Wiggle your fingertips. Maybe you like to shake your wrists here. And then the back of the hands meets the mat. Fingertips point toward you. Lift your hands off the mat, interlace your fingers, and then roll your wrists. You can give them a little shake, maybe a little massage. Keep connecting with your breath. Allow your rib cage and your belly to take up space. And then meet me in tabletop. From hands and knees, shoulders stack over wrists, and hips stack over knees. Inhale, broaden your collarbone, send your heart forward, look up. Tailbone lifts to the ceiling as well. And then exhale, round your spine, push the ground away. Breathe in. Lift your heart forward, look up. Exhale, push the ground away, belly button draws in toward your spine. Come back to a neutral spine, send your right toes out to the side like a kickstand, and then stack your body onto the right hand side. Lift your left fingertips up toward the sky. You can keep your left toes on the ground or lift them up. Engage your belly to stabilize you here in this kind of floating half moon shape. If you're shaking here, shaking is good. It means you're getting stronger. Place your left limbs back onto the ground. Send the left toes out to the side. And then roll onto your left hand, left knee. Right hand lifts. Maybe you look up at the right hand. Maybe your right toes lift. Keep sending energy out through each limb. And then place all of your limbs back down onto the ground. One more time, one more round of cat-cow. Inhale, slide your shoulders back, look forward, tip your hips up. Exhale, round, push the ground away. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. In this shape, your heels do not have to touch the ground, and your legs can have as big a bend as you like. What we're focusing on here is lifting the sits bones, your hips, as high as you can, and creating as long a line from your wrists to your hips. The cue that usually helps people with length in the arms is to imagine empty your armpits to the ground. Go ahead and take one last really big breath here. Good job. And then slowly walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet at the back of the mat. Take a bend in your knees, tummy meets thighs, and then relax. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Let your body hang from the hips. Relax the jaw, the face. And then press the ground away once more with your feet. And slowly rise up, roll vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up to standing. Inhale, lift your hands high. Exhale, bring them to heart center. Take a walk to the top of your mat. Lift all your toes up, spread them wide, and place them back down onto the mat. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, hinge or roll down. Breathe in, hands meet shins, find flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands onto the mat and then take a step back with one foot and then the other. Landing in plank pose. From knees or toes, hug your elbows into your sides, broaden your collarbones, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades back, push the ground away with the tops of your feet. Long neck, baby cobra pose. Glutes are engaged, legs are engaged, core is engaged. And then push back to hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. And with those breaths, find a sense of ease as well as a sense of work or strengthening. both things are equally as important. And then take a walk to the top of your mat. As you breathe in, create a flat back, long spine. As you exhale, drape forward, bend the knees. And then breathe in and roll or hinge all the way up to standing, lifting your hands overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale to fold. Breathe in, flat back. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands and then slide the right foot all the way back long on the mat. Tap the knee down, arriving in low lunge. From here, if you'd like a little support for stability, you can grab a block, have it on either side, or maybe you use the side of your couch or a little stepping stool, wherever you are. Slide the left hip crease back in space. Feel your right hip roll forward. What we want to do here is equal out, square off our hips to the front edge of the mat. So avoid opening out to the side. Once you have that in place, you can keep your hands on your support, or you can inhale and lift them up overhead. Wherever you are, keep in touch with that deep breath. Keep searching for a sense of enjoyment in the stillness. With your next exhale, lower your hands down to your props or down to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the back foot. And then rock your foot forward or heel toe the foot in, arriving at the top of your mat. Inhale once you get there, find flat back, and then exhale and fold. Roll all the way up. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands meet the mat. Left toes slide back. Tap the left knee down. Find your support. And then lift all the way up. With your next exhale, lower your hands down and then tuck the back toes, step the back foot forward, any way that makes sense to you. Inhale, find flat back once you arrive, and exhale, fold. From here, go ahead and look forward. Bring your hands out in front of you. Maybe you like to shift back on your mat. Extend your arms out in front of you. And then elongate your spine, fly flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, straighten your back. Exhale, fold. See if you can lift your toes off the ground, flex your feet, and find an even deeper opening in the back of the calves, the back of the hamstrings. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach forward, long back. Exhale, lift the toes, and fold. Inhale, rock forward. Flatten the back. Exhale, lift the toes. And then set it all down. Take a deep bend in the knees, tummy meets thighs, head is relaxed. And in your own time, roll all the way up to standing. It's a really big opening for a lot of people. Stand at the top of your mat, bring your weight into your left foot, lift the right foot up, and then slowly trace along the mat all the way back until you land in Warrior One. Left leg bends, stack left knee over left ankle, avoid pushing it forward. The back foot is set at a 45-degree angle. If your heel doesn't reach the ground, that's okay. Keep sending energy out through it, and one day, perhaps it will make contact. Chest faces forward. Inhale, lift arms up, look up. Warrior One. Push the ground away, reorient the back foot so that the edge of your foot is in line with the back of the mat. And then bend into the front leg, opening up into Warrior Two. Magnetize the inner thighs in toward each other. The entirety of both legs are working here. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Step the back foot in. Allow the right hip to pop out back as you keep sending left fingertips forward. And then let them reach down toward the ground. Gently spiral your ribcage open toward the ceiling. Look up. Triangle pose. Trikonasana. Now this pose is not about depth. So if you want to reach the ground, but you have to bend your body to do so, instead, try lifting up. Find that straight, flat back feeling from forward fold. And then rotate open from here. And I bet that that feels entirely different, and you're getting a different strengthening through your core with that little adjustment. Wherever you are, take a bend in the front knee, and with the support of your props or by touching the ground, heel toe the back foot in. Inhale, find flat back. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale and settle. Bring your weight onto your right foot. Lift the leg up hip height. And then exhale, send the left foot all the way back, landing in Warrior One. Back foot is tipped in 45 degrees. Right knee stacks over right ankle. Lift your arms up. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, settle down, Warrior Two. Back foot is in line with the back of the mat. Inner thighs reach in toward each other. Heart space is broad. Eyes are soft. Exhale, push the ground away, reach back. Walk the back foot in. And then send your left hip back as right fingertips reach forward. And then lower right hand down, left hand lifts up. Spiral open. Look up. Lower your hands down to your props or down to the ground. Take a bend in the front leg. Place your hands down all the way and then slide your both legs to meet the back of the mat. Hug elbows in, lower down, chaturanga. And then lower your body all the way down to the ground. Stack your hands and place your forehead down on the ground for a short belly shavasana. Allow your body to relax. One more long breath here that is all your own. And then bring your forehead off the mat. Slide your hands out to either side. Cactus them out to the side. And then roll your body onto the right hand side. The left toes reach out behind you. Maybe they tap down behind you, or you can rest your leg on your side. Either way, looking for a deep shoulder opening here. You can play with how high or low your right hand is. If you'd like a little more, you can send your left hand back behind you. Maybe reaches for your lower back. And then roll all the way back over to your tummy. Send your left hand out and roll onto the left hand side. Option to reach the right hand behind you. Come back onto your belly. And then roll your shoulders up and back. Send your arms out to either side. Hands face up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, lift your feet off the ground. Long neck. Keep looking down. If you'd like a little more, interlace your fingers and then send your fist down toward your toes. Lift your hands away from your body. Maybe today you also bring your toes toward each other, or maybe they even touch. And then you try to lift everything off the ground. This is locust pose. And if you're shaking, that's good. You're getting stronger. When you're ready, slowly unclasp your hands and lower everything back down to the ground. Stack your hands on top of each other and release that work. Allow yourself to be supported by the ground. And then place your hands onto the mat. Push the ground away. Send your hips toward your heels for child's pose. If this isn't super comfortable, you can put a block or blanket or a dense pillow under your chest. You can roll up a towel and put it under your ankles. But we're just going to be here for one more breath. Slowly lift your torso off the ground. Come to a seated position. And then lift the hips, come to kneeling. Open the knees hip width apart. And then roll your shoulders up and back. Place your hands onto your lower back, as if you're going to slide your hands into your jean pockets. And then inhale, lift up, look up, camel's pose. Engage your legs, engage your glutes. Use the strength of your core and your legs to keep you supported here instead of dumping weight into your hands and pushing forward. You can set up your blocks at the tallest height beside you and reach for those. Or if you have a fair bit of flexibility, maybe you can tuck your toes and reach for your ankles. Any of these variations is great and will give you the same benefits. Let's stay for one more deep breath together. And when you're ready, slowly reverse your movements. Stack your head up last. Sit your hips back down in Virasana. Close your eyes. Maybe you bring a hand to your heart. Just acknowledge any emotions that come, and then let them pass. Make your way onto your back body, laying all the way down. From here, cross your right leg over your left, flex the right foot quite a bit, and then reach for the left leg. Pull it in towards your body, any amount. Looking for an opening sensation in the right hip. Continue gifting yourself deep, deep breaths here. And then go ahead and release the right leg. And cross the left over the right knee. Remember to keep your foot flexed here to protect your left knee joint. If I was to recommend just 2 stretches for people who don't move much or at all, it would be this hip opening and forward fold. I think the benefits of those movements are felt very quickly. Release the left leg, hug both knees in towards your body. And then open the knees, send your hands in between them, and reach for the soles of your feet for happy baby. Gently pull the soles of the feet in towards your body, bringing knees closer to the ground. Try to keep the entirety of your spine from your hips to your skull on the ground. Avoid allowing your hips to lift. If this is not terribly comfortable, you can experiment with bringing your ankles closer to your seat. You can bring a little movement into it. If you're quite flexible this way, maybe you flip your grip, open your legs. And then hug your knees in once more. And then shuffle your hips to the left and let your knees fall to the right. Try to keep your hips in line with the entirety of your spine. And then relax your gaze over the left shoulder. Supine twist. If you'd like a little more of a twist, you can cross your knees. As we slow down our practice, bring some attention to the exhales. See if you can elongate them. Allow them to be soft. Bring the soles of the feet onto the ground once again, and then shift the hips to the right. Knees fall to the left. Gaze over the right shoulder. Then bring your feet back onto the mat. Extend your limbs. Take a moment to get comfortable here in our last pose of the series. Maybe you draw your shoulder blades underneath your back. Experiment with keeping your legs a little wider. Maybe you're someone who likes a block under their lower back or a bolster under their knees here. Once you've found your shape, go ahead and settle in. Keep bringing your attention to the present moment. Maybe tune into the sounds around you. Bring awareness to the sensation of temperature on your skin. Heavy your body to the ground. Relax your jaw. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'm going to stay here for a few more minutes, but if it's your time to go, I hope you have an excellent day. Namaste. If you've made it this far into the video, show me some support by just liking or subscribing. I know, typical end of video message, but it really does help to encourage the algorithm to suggest my videos to more people. And of course, I want to hear your input, so leave a comment about how you're feeling after this session. If you'd like input on what gets created next, become a member on my Patreon. Link in the description. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an excellent day. Namaste.